Grand Rising, Vada. Top of the morning to you, top of the rising. So, as promised, I didn't come back last night, but I am up bright and early today. So, today we're going to be going a little bit deeper into the story of Esu Odara. So, we touched on the topic of Esu after talking about Papa Legba and the angel of death, Azazel, Azrael, the entity of the goat sacrifice. So, when people say that they are um, making sacrifices to certain deities or spirits, um, ancestors, so to speak, who exactly are they talking about? So this is just a little bit on that before I lose power on the computer. So Esu Odara. This is something somebody wrote on their college website. Hold on. Situated. So it says, I would respectfully disagree with knowledge seed regarding there being many Esus, or the way that it's spelled, Esus, like Jesus, but Esus without the J. Grand Rising CJ. Um, Although in the diaspora, for instance, in Lukumi, there are different roads or caminos for different Orisha. Most people understand that really there is only one Eshu. So there is only one Eshu spirit, but hundreds of possible manifestations or aspects of this spirit or energy. Perhaps we are only dealing with semantics. Whether you call him Elegwa, Elegba, Eshu, etc., Orisha have many attributes and many praise names which can cause confusion. Elegba, this is what the Fan call him, for instance, refers to him as the owner of power. When we call him Esu in Yoruba, we are saying divine messenger. Esu Odara, a praise name, means divine messenger of transformation. Some I will say Odara means spirit that brings division, is the source of fertility in the universe. Oriki Eshu, Esu Odara, Esu Lanlu, Girioko, divine messenger speak with power, man of the crossroads, dance to the drum, tickle the toe of the drum, move beyond strife. Strife is contrary to the spirits of the invisible realm. Unite the unsteady feet of weaning children. The word of the divine messenger is always respected. We shall use your sword to touch the earth. Divine messenger, do not confuse me. Divine messenger, do not confuse me. Divine messenger, do not confuse me. Let someone else be confused. Turn my suffering around. Give me the blessing of the calabash. In the diaspora, many believe Esu and Elegba are two different Orisha. They are wrong. Some say Elegba comes from Elegbara, which is actually Elegbara, the strong one or owner of strength, a praise name. Others say Elegbara comes from Ela Egbaara, meaning the body of those who possess the light. Either way, it is a praise name or manifestation of Eshu that invokes strength and courage. Eshu, as everyone knows, is the trickster, in that he represents chance. But I would question whether this is really Eshu's most important role or if it's even appropriate. He is the karmic enforcer who simply provides the effect of your actions, good or bad. He is the principle of chaos, change, and transformation. But more importantly, he is also the imparter of Asay, the holder of Asay. Eshu is born in Odu Asay Otura. All Awo, etc., should chant from this Odu daily for the acquisition of Asay. Okay. So, Esu Odara is considered the father of all Eshus and represents fertility as well as transformation. Esu Odara is born in Odu Ose Otura. The Odu is actually 17th in order of seniority. It is the first Odu after the Mejais in Tefa or Ifa initiation. Osei Otura is invoked on the head of the Iyawo after the Mejais. This invocation causes the Mejai Odu to copulate in the head of the Iyawo, at which time the initiate becomes Awo, hence Esu as the source of fertility. So are they um, um, abusing themselves and using the results to put on the head of the idol? So you can kind of see why God would be upset with people, because who told you to do that? Why would you want to do that? So the process unlocks all 256 Odu in the Ori of the Ayawo, giving Awo the Ofo Ase power of the word to invoke and make all the Orisha, unlocking the ability for an Awo to become possessed by all the Orisha. Now, again, here we are with Legion, full body possession by multiple, even hundreds of entities, energies. So, this is where Eshu, as the divine messenger of transformation, this is where he comes from. So to reduce Eshu to the status of mischief maker or trickster is to be completely ignorant of what Eshu is. Much of the confusion comes from the fact that every Odu and every Orisha have their own Eshu. The Esus or Isas for the different Orisa are born in Odu, Owanrin plus the Odu of the Orisha. For example, the Odu for making the Esu for Shango, Esu Anunnaki, is Owanrin Iwari for Obatala, Esu Ok. Eshu is confusion. He is contradiction. Hmm. Eshu Elegbara, Asoju, the observer. The short one and tall one, whose head is barely visible when he walks through a peanut farm, thanks to the fact that he is very tall. But Eshu must climb the hearthstone in order to put salt in the soup pot. Uh, Labalarine, if you reach the frontier and do not encounter him at the city gate working in the field, you will find him in the vicinity, and he is always accessible to everyone, including the infirm. Another important part of understanding Eshu is his relationship with the Orunmila. Divination cannot take place without Eshu's participation. There is a story about how Orunmila and Eshu became such good buddies. Remember, E10 or I10 stories are used to explain metaphysical principles as well as teach morals and illuminate culture. Orunmila one day wanted to see how his friends would react to the news of his death. So he instructed his wife, Akatibi, to spread the news of his death and then hid in the attic. Several Orisa came by the house to pay their respects, but all of them told his wife that Orunmila had owed them money, etc., which she paid them. These were lies. But when Eshu came by, he was crying profusely and told her if there was anything she needed to just call him. In addition, he told her that he owed Orunmila some money and promptly paid. Orunmila then came down from the attic and told Eshu that he was a true friend. From then on, the brothers were tight. Eshu is the messenger of Ifa, the oracle. He also watches over the divination session to make sure it's done right. All divination trays have an Eshu carved on the edge. Ludimir made him the most powerful Orisa, and he exists on heaven and earth simultaneously. Like Hermes, he has the power to bind and release. He can limit the actions of the negative forces, knowledge he shared with Orunmila, as well as bring the blessings of the white or positive deities to humans. The energy of Eshu is instinctual, masculine, and autonomous. Like all Orisha and energy itself, Eshu is both positive and negative. Many focus on the negative aspects of Eshu. Those of a higher consciousness will focus on the positive. Esu Odara, the divine messenger of transformation, will transform you. He has a special relationship with the Creator. He is the messenger of Oludumare. He has knowledge of good and evil, as well as the wisdom and power to cope with all these forces. Exchange. The Ifa priest of the house of Elipe, he was told to exchange an animal for his life on account of Iku, meaning death. As a partner with Orunmila in divination, Eshu is the enforcer and the effector of an action. Offerings dictated by Orunmila as the communicator of the oracle or Ifa are usually offered to Eshu's shrine. All rituals begin and end with Eshu. He has the power to translate human language to the language of spirit, and vice versa. Eshu brings order from chaos. He might decide to no longer restrain the Ajugun, the evil spirits, from affecting the arrogant person in order to teach them a lesson. He informs as messenger again, a Ludimir or Orisha or Ajay, when an offering has been made. He sees to the proper use of ritual sacrifice. Though the offering is difficult, it is not worse than death. The array is life, health, money, children, and lifelong. The conversation of death into life, or EB into array, is Eshu's special power. When we finish ritual or prayer, we say Oshe Otura, Agbe wa alawa Ase. Ose Otura, meaning the Odu that makes prayers manifest, will support and bless us. Ashe. But let us not forget that no Orisha, not even Eshu, can bless one without the consent of one's Ori. What does this mean? Your head and your heart must be in alignment for blessings to flow from above. So Orunmila provides the knowledge needed by the person who came for the reading, which includes time-tested solutions to problems, as well as the ritual offering or sacrifice to bring things back in order, or to bring the blessings to the client. Order is brought by ritual sacrifice, which is overseen by the Eshu. The role of the diviner is to turn EB, negative energy or chaos or resistance, into Iri or Ire, positive energy or order, openness to change. Okay, so all right, so on the topic of Azazel, he said, do I like bees? Got some. All right, so Azazel, we went over the Baphomet, we went over the Capricorn and astrology. Dudael, the location, the imprisonment, the location for his imprisonment, in the opening in the desert. Inky, we went over Lucifer. We read the Master and Margarita, I believe. Or maybe we didn't. We read Samael. So let's read about Shemyaza. So these are all supposedly manifestations of Satan or the devil himself. So Shemyaza, in Greek, Samyaris, also Shamhazai, Aza or Alza, is a fallen angel of apocryphal Abrahamic traditions and Manichaeism as the leader of the Watchers. The name Shemyaza means the or my name has seen. He sees the name. or I have seen. It is also spelled Samyaza, Shemhazai, Samyaza or Samyazaz, Simiaza, Shemazia, Shemyazaz, Shemihaza, Shemyaza, Simiazaz, and over with different pronunciations. But these scholars lean towards the Semitic etymology of this appellation, which contains the letters Shin and Mem, thus suggesting the derivation from either name or heavens, Shamayim. Moshe Idel proposed that Shemyaza is the one who gazes at heavens or gazes from heavens. This interpretation goes well with the motive of the heavenly watchers or the angels supervising humans on earth. Grand Rising Hellraiser. Funny you came in here this morning. That's another topic that I was writing about when my notes were stolen. Yeah, I'm gonna say stolen last year. So we're gonna touch on that topic as well. Hellraiser and his daughter. Okay, so in the book of Enoch, one of the apocryphal writings, Samyaza is portrayed as the leader of a band of angels called Sons of God, or the Watchers, Grigory in Greek. Samyaza is introduced in Book 6, heading a meeting of a total of 200 angels, wherein they discuss their desire to consummate with human women. And Semjaza, who was their leader, said unto them, I fear ye will not indeed agree to do this deed, and I alone shall have to pay the penalty of a great sin. And they all answered him and said, Let us all swear an oath, and all bind ourselves by mutual implications, not to abandon this plan, but to do this thing. Then swear they all together and bound themselves by mutual implications upon it. Samyaza and his fellow watchers then each take human women for wives and bestow knowledge upon them. The children born from these partnerships are known as Nephilim, a plural noun rendered as giants in the King James translation of the book of Genesis. The Nephilim consumed all the acquisitions of men, and when men could no longer sustain them, the giants turned against them and devoured mankind. In Book 10, God commands the angel Gabriel to cause the Watchers and Nephilim to wage civil war, after the completion of which he commands Semyaza to be bound fast for 70 generations in the valleys of the earth, till the day of their judgment and of their consummation, till the judgment that is forever and ever consummated. In those days they shall be led off to the abyss of fire, and to the torment and the prison in which they shall be confined forever. In the book of Giants, Shemyaza or Samizad, yeah, in the Manichaean version, he begets two sons who together battle the Leviathan. However, they are not portrayed as heroic, but as boasting about their own victory, a symbol of royal failure to keep one's power in this world. After the defeat, after the defeat of the Leviathan, Shemyaza and his offspring are slain by the four punishing angels. The Babylonian Talmud contains a similar mention of the name Shemyaza in the Vilna edition, with some lesser variations in the manuscripts in Nidda 61. Now Sihon and Og were brothers. As the master said, Sihon and Og were sons of Ahijah, son of Shamhazai. The text does not elucidate the identity of Shemyaza, who appears nowhere else in the corpus, but clearly portrays him as the grandfather of Og, the king of Bashan, and the last of Rephaim, known for his gigantic height and strength in Deuteronomy chapter 3, verse 11. As such, this can be taken as a reference to the myth of the fallen angels and the motive of their gigantic progeny transmitted in the Apocrypha and the Pseudepigrapha. All right, we got 4% left. In other traditions, in legend, Aza, another name for Shemyaza, is the seraph tempted by the maiden Ishtar to reveal her the explicit name of God. In Solomonic lore, the story is that Aza was the angel who revealed to the Jewish king the heavenly arcana, thus making Solomon the wisest man on earth. Of the two groups of angels headed by Metatron, one of the groups, the angels of justice, were under the rulership of Aza, who at this time had not yet fallen. Aza, according to the rabbinic tradition, is suspended between heaven and along with Azazel as punishment for having had carnal knowledge of mortal women. He is said to be constantly falling, with one eye shut and the other open, to see his plight and suffer the more. It is said that he now hangs head down and is the constellation of Orion. Uzza, Uzza, said to be another name for Shemyaza, is the tutelary angel of the Egyptians. Before the fall, Alza, said to be another name for Shemyaza, was of the rank of seraphim. So, that's it for that. And that on 4%. So with all of that, we still have to go into the Greek Prometheus, the so-called stealing of the fire or whatnot. And I'm going to show you the Antichrist of today. The reincarnation of the abomination of desolation. So thank you guys for listening. Baby, whoop. Code red. Grand Rising, everybody. How's everybody feeling? Hey, Joanna. How you doing? Trying to eat these bananas before they go bad. We just read a little bit more about Esu Odara, the West African portrayal of the angel of death, and more on the leaders of the Watchers, Shemyaza, Yes, always positivity. It's all love. It's all love. Y'all know I just came to give a message. The messenger, Grand Rising, Dr. Zeus. Grand Rising. Thanks for the 100 in the gifts, darling. hmm No drama this morning. No negativity. No one wants to hear it. So yeah. Thank you, my love. Thank you to all of you great people. To my haters as well, or to my husband's haters. To all of those who thought they had a friend, thought they had a friend. No, you didn't. Think I'll go make some oatmeal, make baby some grits. hmm Coming in ready to go to the abyss. Dr. Zeus. We don't want Zeus to drop lightning today. Okay? Don't try to get put out today. I'm married. Mary, quite contrary. Squishy. Well, that was a short for this morning. Y'all ain't never talk about that. What I want to talk about today. Um, Nothing much. It's pretty clear cut with me. Um, we get up slaying demons. We lay down slaying demons. Okay, guys? Not really much in between. Um, just a boring nerd. The ring, darling, it's in the cosmos. Hmm. I'll leave you with that. Hmm. What is a ring? Where does the concept of a marriage ring come from, darling? Where does it come from? Tell me, please. Our love is written in the stars. You know, like Jesus and Mary. Hail Mary. I had a great night. Had a great night. It was nice and warm last night. Um, I don't think we should have wasted the gas that we had, but we did. It was nice and warm. Like right now, it's nice and warm. Got my hat and stuff on. So, probably about to go and cut some more firewood. Help babe out. He's Mr. Do It All himself, but like to help. That's what I'm here for. He don't like me doing man stuff, but I do it anyway. But yep, I'm not doing nothing. Get on out here while it's early. 'Cause, we don't have that much sunlight. Nice ginger turmeric tea. My voice still isn't in tip-top shape. Keep on drinking me some tea. I hope you all have a great day. Hope everybody has a great day. I'm gonna go ahead and hop off. We had a good 30 minutes. Wake and shake your minds. Don't bake your brains away early in the morning. Okay, let's wake up and shake up your way of thinking. Okay, what are you holding on to that you need to let go? Let it go. Let it all go. The negative thinking, negative actions, you know, unwarranted ways of being. Let us continue to manifest peace and love on earth. Okay? Because that is what we are, that is who we are, that is why we came to be. So if you can keep yourself in the up and up and refrain from allowing the people around you to take you out of that, and don't be in an energy where you have to be happy all the time, but the people around you have to be sad. Right. It's a lot, dude. Yeah, we know we gonna have the archons coming in. They want to be seen. They want to be seen. They want to be heard. But when we don't look, don't listen, just reject, block, and keep it moving. So, with that being said, I hope everybody has a great day. More than likely, I'll be back in the afternoon. Yeah, they are out. Period. This is the time for trolls. Okay, and the physical and the spiritual gang stalkers. This AI. This is why I don't like being on here anyway. I'm a in-person person, which is why I started this whole sister for sister tribe thing that I was going for. But it just shows you how to deal with people. That's what it showed me. How I needed to deal with people. Studying people is one of my greatest aspects, I'll say. Now, you used to study people, but try not to judge. Now, I judge straight off the top. Yeah, you are what you are, and that's how I'm going to treat you. I'm not going to treat a person on how I think they could be, what I wish for them to be, what I hope for them to be. No. I met you right here at this level, so this is where we're going to keep it at. You got an A with me. You can either go up A plus plus plus, or you can go down. Oh, it's 3:45 where you are. We call that the noise campaign. That's the noise campaign, when people just like to make noise for no reason at random times of the night. Just disrespectful, no moral values. It's what they like to do. Disturbance. What was I just reading about? Chaos. Chaos. Agents of chaos. And they're all around those who just want peace. You just want peace, but they make sure that they put you in areas that are either high traffic, high volume. They bring the leaf blowers by early in the morning and make sure all the potholes don't get filled up, so every car that goes past, you can hear it. Well, Babe's woke, so I'm gonna go get him something. All right, guys. Talk to you guys later. Peace out, y'all.